Hi, everybody. Welcome to my. Hey, everybody. Hey, everyone. Welcome to my February monthly musing. I'm Sally Schweitzer, and I'm running a little late tonight. Thanks for waiting. I do this every month with a topic that I hope will be interesting or supportive to the community that follows me. I am a therapist by training, and I have a business called LLC, Healing Solutions LLC, in which I see clients for private therapy and also run this Facebook page with daily quotes that I hope are uplifting and thought provoking, and these monthly musings as well. And they're telling me, it's telling me my battery's running low, so hang on one sec. There we go. Helps if you turn on the surge protector. Anyway, welcome. I'm so glad that you're all here. I'm going to attempt to share my screen and share a couple of things with you about tonight. This is a longer musing than I usually do. I am thinking that I will be on for about an hour with you to facilitate this art process. So I'm going to put a couple of things up on the screen for you, if I can. Let's see. This is. I had this all set when I did it earlier today. But of course now I don't see it. Well, okay. Hold on. Gosh, that's what I get for preparing. Let me put it up and then see if I can get it to share for you. And if not, I'll just talk through it with you. Okay. Yep, that's the one. Thank you for your patience, folks. Hold on a moment. Let's get this puppy up here. All right. And we'll just, there. Now, here I am. Oh, goodness. Well, oh my goodness. I wish my little helpers were here because I don't know what to do. I had a nice thing set up to share the screen, but apparently I'm not going to be able to do it for some reason. All right. Well, I'll put the screen up and try talking to you about it anyway. We're only 3 minutes in, so we've got some time. First of all, let's get back to the video. And there it is. All right. Well, tonight we're going to explore an art therapy process. I have my undergraduate degree in expressive therapy, and I really focused on the arts in terms of the expressive modalities when I did both my personal process of art therapy and then learned to facilitate it with clients and so forth. So, art therapy is a way to use art so that you can so that you can facilitate a process. It's a tool that's designed to be an alternative or an augmentation to traditional talk therapy. By offering different ways to express and alter your feeling states, it can help you, it can improve your mental health. It basically, it's founded on the idea that people can recover and feel better as a result of artistic expression. It also provides a way to let the heart speak, an alternative method of communicating when words are hard to find. So many people find this very relaxing, very rejuvenating, helps you to connect to yourself. It's a mindful experience because the idea is that you don't want to worry about the product. And this is the most important part of what I'm going to give you as a preface to this experience. It is not about what you create. It is about the act of creating it. So when we start to work on this, don't jump ahead and think about what you want to add and what you want it to look like and whether it's perfect. Just allow yourself to be in it, in the moment, adding to the mandala piece by piece until it is finished. I think in some ways this is the hardest for artists to do because it's really hard to let go of being an artist. But I should also say that if you don't feel like you're artistic, that's probably best. And it doesn't matter at all. You will still be able to participate and enjoy the process. Some people also find a spiritual benefit to working with mandalas. The idea of art therapy is to open you up to yourself. And when working with mandalas, some people find that the process of working with the mandala opens them up to some spiritual experiences as well. So you may have some or none of these experiences, but I wanted to share the different possibilities. Mandala is the Sanskrit word for circle or completion. It is the process of creating the mandala that is a form of meditation, a form of reflection. People like to look at curves more than straight lines, and research tells us that. There's something soothing about circles. Circular patterns can be found in everything, in the form of flowers, rings of a tree trunk, seashells, snails, ripples on a pond, and these too represent completion, balance, and peace. Mandala is a symbol for the universe, and it provides a feeling of wholeness, gives us a sense of connection. So it's a wonderful tool to work with. It can be very self-soothing and relaxing and beneficial to balancing yourself to work in round symmetrical images. And, just as I said before, just do it and don't think about it. If you're interested in taking this further, Carl Jung, the Swiss psychoanalyst, is somebody that worked very, very long and hard with mandalas as a representation of the unconscious self. And he wrote a book called The Red Book that is a compilation of all his works of art using mandalas and his reflection as to how it affected his psyche and how he explored his psyche through it. Mandalas can be found in every culture. They've been used for thousands of years to represent the universe and the kind of harmony that connects us to the interrelatedness of everything. Mandalas are everywhere. They are the structures of our cells, our world, and our universe. So having said all of that, I would love to get started. I prefaced this with just needing a few things. So what you're going to need is a piece of paper. If you have like printer paper, that's totally fine. I'd like you to make it into a square. And I think most people probably know how to do that. But you're going to fold the paper into a triangle like such. And then you're going to cut off that bottom strip. And that will leave you with a square like this. So if you don't have a square, get to cutting yourself a square. And while you're doing that, I'll show you a couple of things. The other implementation that you will need is some kind of a fine tip marker or Sharpie. You can use a colored pencil, but I think the fine tip Sharpie would be more satisfying if you have it. Okay, so I'm going to assume that everybody's got their paper. You've got your square, you've got your implement for writing. If you want, in addition to the Sharpie, you could have on hand some colored pencils. That's my favorite medium. Or you could have markers. I think colored pencils give you a little bit, more options for colors. So, what we're going to do is take just a moment to center ourselves before we begin the process. So please just be comfortable. Sit up straight but relaxed. Let your shoulders drop. Take a deep breath in through your nose and then your mouth. Fill your lungs with air and release. As you exhale, release the tensions of the day. Scan your body to see which areas need attention and try to breathe into those areas to help relax them. Let's take another deep breath. Breathing in and letting out anything we don't need from the day. Let all the problems and worries and thoughts about tomorrow or later tonight or yesterday be gone. And one more deep breath. Feel it coming in and filling your lungs. And then release it. And as you do, maybe you want to release with a sigh. And just let the rest of it go. Let your body relax and your mind come to this place where we are together right now. Okay, so you can get your paper out, and then I will show you how to begin. I'm going to show you a couple of little examples too of mandalas that I have made, but I don't want you to try to make anything that looks like mine. I want you to make your own. I am going to attempt to put some music on that I hope will just help you to get down into it. I'm not sure if it will be effective. Maybe somebody will let me know in the chat how the volume is and if it's working. Okay, so you're going to take your square paper and you're going to make a dot basically in the middle. Okay, just where am I going here? A dot. See my dot? Just make a dot. Okay, and now you're going to put a circle around the dot. Okay, and the circle doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, just a circle around your dot. And then now you're going to make 4 lines coming out from your dot like so. Okay, and then going to make a line in between each of the 4 lines like so. And then you begin to work your mandala. So here's what I started. And I'm going to I'm going to start going around the little lines like so, making little leaves or little cowrie shells. I also could do something like this. Okay? So there's lots of ways to begin, but whatever you choose, you're going to make that go all the way around. Okay? And then you're going to choose something else to go around. So here's some that I've played with today. Okay? And you can see the dot at the center, and you can see that they're each quite different. Now, one of the goals that you're going to want to have is to close areas of the mandala off so that you can color it in. So like with this one right here, that one, this one here. This one I didn't really close off the lines, and that's not really optimum. You want something where the lines close in like the others on this paper, so that when you're all done with the mandala, you can color it in. Here's another one that I did part of, but it's not done because I would just keep adding to it all the way until I fill my entire paper. And at some point, the shapes are going to start going off the paper. That's okay. You just keep right on going until the paper is filled up. Here's another one that's partially done. So this gives you the idea. Maybe you're already starting. Remember, it is about the process and not the product. Just allow yourself to get into it and to be present. If you find your thoughts wandering, try and really focus on what you're doing, on the pen, on the paper, on your breathing, on the music if you can hear it. And I'm going to start that up now. And we're going to take, like 20, 25 minutes to work on this. And then we'll talk a little bit at the end about how you can follow up and work with the mandala. So let's see if I can get the music rolling here. And you could also put your earbuds on and have your own process with your own music if you want it. Right. That's the turning off sound. Yep. There we go. Now. Can you hear that music? Can somebody just let me know in the chat if you can hear it? Thank you, Ashley. Let me know if the music is coming through okay. I can move the speaker closer. How's the music? Let me know. Okay, good. All right. Just get into it now. You're on your own. Enjoy it. As you're working, you can turn your page. As you're putting in the repetitive images, go ahead and turn your paper. And that's a helpful way to work on it. racing aloud. There are no mistakes. Just keep going. a couple more minutes. And if you're not done, you can keep working on it while I talk to you, or you can work on it later and finish it up. But I think I'll start talking at you in just a minute or two. Don't rush the process if you're not done. You can always work on it later. I wish that I could see all of yours. As you might be realizing, you could do this for hours, really. Get lost in it and do it for a long, long time. Keep the music on in the background a little bit there. I worked the process as well with you guys, and I'm not quite done, but I got that guy going there. So keep at it and get it to go all the way off the page, all the way to the edge of the paper. If you're not there yet, as I said, keep working on it if you'd like, or take a break and finish it later. I want to invite you to definitely color your mandala in. We wouldn't have had time to do that tonight, but when you complete it, definitely find some time to color it in. Take some time and really enjoy coloring it in and choosing the colors. And I will post a link for you to take a look at the chakras and the colors associated with the chakras. But I'm not going to do that right away because I'd rather have you color it. And then in a few days, I will put that link in, and then you can see what colors you chose and how they align with the various chakra points in your body. And then you can reflect a little bit on the process and whether those chakra points, make sense to you in terms of what process you went through emotionally or spiritually when you worked on this piece. I love to draw mandalas. I draw them all the time. I started to do them just doodling, and then it became more than doodling, and it became more of a process of relaxing, restoring, reflecting, and sometimes going really deep within myself. When you work on a mandala, you start in the center. It's like the nucleus of a cell. And then that nucleus begins to propagate and grow. And then you have a whole world that emerges as this little nucleus begins to move out onto the paper. So it really is that feeling of life and the universe from the cellular level right up out into the cosmos. So I hope that you found this relaxing. Sometimes emotions will come up when you do this process, and that is okay. I would invite you to just be mindful and allow the emotions to surface and to be there and not to judge them or dig into them, but just allow them to give space to them and continue to work. One of the things that a mandala can be is a container for emotions. because again, you want to finish off all these lines, and you want to make it so that it can be colored in, and that creates a real container. And emotional containers are a big piece of art therapy. And you can create them in lots of different ways, but mandalas are one of the simplest ways to do it. And again, if this was just relaxing for you and nothing more, then that is so important. And that is what you were meant to get from this process. If it was more than that, then that was what you were meant to get from the process. If you enjoy doing this, please continue to do it. Doodle at work on your desk when you have a minute, or take some time during a time of meditation or prayer to further explore working in this circular mandalas. One of the things that Leonardo da Vinci discovered long ago was the idea of sacred geometry, and you've all seen that piece of his where the body is out and the circle is around the body. And if you look at things in nature, you can see that sacred geometry too, where patterns just keep repeating themselves and growing bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's a fascinating thing to explore. So if anybody wants to put anything in the comments about how this process was for you, I'd love to hear it. If you have any questions or any concerns, I'm glad the music worked out. I got a lot of nice feedback on that. One person said that the last rhythm was helping her with her sense of symmetry. Lena was saying that. Yeah, I put a few different types of music on. The first few songs were a little more, a little faster to sort of get you energized. And then I tried to bring it down so that you could slow into the process. But, if you do this and put music to it, you can do any music you want. You can do this work to any kind of music that works for you. Are you folks still working? Does anybody want to give feedback on the process? I don't know if I'm freezing or not. I am getting some indications that the video the resolution may not be right. But hopefully you're hearing me. Got about 5 more minutes before I'm going to say goodbye. And I will be posting in the next few days some things about sacred geometry, and some more about, in a few days I'll post about the chakra colors so that you can have a look at your mandala. Hi Joanne. Oh, I'm so glad it was calming. Great. Some feedback that it was calming. Some feedback that the video is okay. That's great. And I got also a comment that my asymmetry was surprising to me. If you're still there, Pat, can you say more about what you mean by that? That's very interesting. You were surprised that you were experiencing more asymmetry than symmetry? I'd love for you to elaborate on that if you can. Good. It was nice and relaxing. Yes, and Ashley was honest in saying, I need to get better about the process over the product, but I really enjoyed this time to be in the moment. And again, it's not about right or wrong, it's about what you experience. So if part of what you experience is that you were too focused on the product and it was hard to be in the moment with the process, then that's really important information to gain, because you can take that out into your life in terms of mindfulness as well. Again, if you're already thinking about what's coming up, then you're not able to be present in the moment. And we've talked about that in terms of mindfulness on a number of occasions. So mindfulness plays a big, big part in doing this kind of work. And I'm so glad that you were able to be in the moment, Ashley. And hopefully you're not unhappy with your mandala. I encourage you to color them in and see what you get at the end. This is for you, This is not for anybody else. So it's for you. So enjoy the process. Take some time to choose colors. Take a look at what chakras were connected. And try it again. If you so choose, try it again. Keep working on them. There are many therapists who use art therapy with folks who have had trauma. Mandalas can also be used in this way. And there would be a way of facilitating work like that I wouldn't do in a process like this. This was meant to be relaxing and fun, and you may have gotten some of the benefits of an art therapy process from it, even if you just felt it was relaxing. That's a big benefit. Did anybody have any kind of a spiritual experience that they would be interested in sharing? If so, let me know. You can also let me know offline or, in a private comment to the Facebook page. I found that certain things I was drawing felt like they were just sort of flowing out of me, and other things I was thinking more than I wanted to about them. So I could notice that, and part of it, I think, was that I was trying to sort of hold the space in the container for everybody and work on my piece at the same time, which is, not optimum for the total experience. But it's something I'm used to doing. So, big fun. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming and for being willing to try this. And I'd love to hear from anybody who wants to talk with me about it afterwards. Be well. Take care of yourself. Don't judge yourself. And love yourself the best that you can. And I will see you soon. Bye-bye. Here's the button. Good night.